Hello. Hello. I think I messed up one of the buttons. All right, anyways. Here we are with the yeah, the signal lamp thing. So, what were we doing? Lost my train of thought. Right, we are gonna make a basic animation for this. So we're gonna export you. We're gonna call you, let's use the same naming scheme, view idle. Signal lamp view idle, skin, mesh, signal lamp. Export MD5 mesh, signal lamp view. Sure. All right, so far so good. Start projectile. Probably don't need that. Let's save this till later. Or well, let's leave it there. Okay. All right. So we're gonna try to run it. I think it's gonna complain about something or another, but let's just try it out. Ooh. Alright, I think I did something that made it do a long compile, so we are gonna wait for the compile to finish. What games are people in the chat playing? What are y'all playing in the era of coronavirus? Oh, got an error. What happened? Whoa. Oh, what the heck? This is unacceptable. That's very strange. Cuttlefish. I just played Obra Dinn a few days ago. Yeah, that game is really cool. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm kind of noodling through it, and it's really does some really good stuff. It does some really cool stuff with like hands and like first person things. Like turning doorknobs and stuff. Which is something I don't really ever remember seeing much in other games. Alright. Hey, whoa, it loaded up. That's cool. Sweet. Okay, let's try to plug this into the player. Okay, make a new weapon. Weapon signal lamp. I'm kind of shocked that it ran. Data Boy says Disco Elysium by myself and Europa Universalis with a couple of friends. God, I really gotta play Disco Elysium. It looks so cool. The art looks great, and like the stuff that it seems to be doing seems to be pretty awesome and out of control. I have not played I have not played Europa Universalis yet. I think the only Paradox associated game I've played was City Skylines. I think they just published that one, but yeah, I really like City Skylines a lot. I was hooked really hard on it. Alright, cool. So this is a good start. We have a model showing up in the game. So now we can actually do art stuff, which is great. Okay. Signal network. Tuglaw says, once you're done, check out the Obra Dinn devlog at TIG source. It's very detailed. Yeah, I haven't read all of them, but I've read a chunk of Lucas Pope Sentries there. It's really fascinating stuff. Like the thought process of working through these problems is really fascinating, and the solutions that were found on how to solve things just always was surprising and delightful. I remember one that I really liked was, I think they were having like some problems, or they found it challenging to like model out bundles of rope on the ground, or like little coils and spirals of ropes that were just lying around the boat. And the solution they finally ended up on was just turning on the physics simulation on the rope, letting it drop to the ground in the modeling software, and then just kind of like baking that resting state of the rope when the physics like settled down. And it's like, what? That's really good. That's I don't know, like lateral thinking solutions. I find that pretty fascinating, and I think it's always good to. Well, it's not always good, but it's there's something really special about finding solutions that are not just brute force, that are kind of like these nice, elegant, clean solutions to things. Okay, so let's model out this thing. Okay, so the way this works, or the way this rig works, is that the weapon bone is bound to the right hand bone. So before we position it to a place that looks right, we are first going to position the gun, or the object, to comfortably rest in a position that looks right, that looks like the hand is gripping it. So I'm going to do that. I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing, and I think in hindsight, what the art decision I should have made early on was to make the hands of the player and of bad guys to be spheres, just a flat shaded sphere. I think that is a brilliant art move, and I'm definitely gonna have to do that in the future. I'm sure. Next group. Okay. Another great thing that Animal Crossing does is when you are fishing, when you are casting your fishing line into the water, they just don't render any fishing line. They animate the fishing rod, and it like bends and wiggles around. They animate the little red and white bobby floaty thing that goes in the water, but they do not render a fishing line. and it's such a smart solution. I think that's so smart because like your mind fills in that detail, and if they rendered the fishing line, I would argue that it doesn't necessarily make the game any better. It'll be just as good, and so why do it at all? I think it's pretty smart. How does this work? I'm looking for a model to use because I can. I need something that's. No. Alright, we'll try this. So, hold on to it. I guess this machine kind of doesn't fully make sense. Because if you're gonna grip it like that, that giant handle right there is pretty much always gonna get pressed? Question mark. It's kind of hard to not hold down this giant trigger right here. Well, it's fine. I think in this case, since the hand basically obscures the entire trigger anyways, we're just gonna go with it. Cuttlefish says, LOL, I never noticed there was not a fishing line. Yeah, I mean, it's done, like, the animation is so strong and it has so much personality. Like, really, all the animations in the game are so full of life and have so much character that, I don't know, if you can animate that well, then you can get away with, doing a lot of little tricks and stuff like that. The vehemently in the chat says, "Hey Brendan, I just watched Die Hard for the first time last night and I could not stop thinking about this game." Cool. Yeah, I think the idea. I think Die Hard the movie is has a lot of cool stuff happening in it. And if y'all haven't seen it yet, I suggest taking some time to check it out sometime if you have a moment. I think like the idea of a small contained space with very clear objectives and a constrained set of bad guys is there's something juicy there. Is this how fingers work? I don't. Let's tone that down a bit. I mean, I think that'll work okay. All right, cool. Yeah, let's export this and let's try it out. Okay. All right. So it's way too high. I think the eyeball is like around the 0, 0 point. So we're gonna wiggle this around. Do that. Okay, getting closer. I really don't like how the viewfinder thing looks like that. Looks not good. Let's tweak that right now. It's just gonna bother me if I keep having to look at that. Where are you? Objects. Let's try this out. Okay, so let's move the hand closer. And maybe this way, get a little bit down. It's looking better. We're going to need to be able to look through the viewfinder. So I think I'm going to do some constructive surgery. Four. Whoa, why are you doing this big compile? Did I mess up my build somehow? Why is it recompiling everything? Oh, it's not good. I don't know. I don't know what I did. The vehemently says, is there a name for this item? Yeah, right now the name is the Morse code signal lamp. It's not a very catchy name. I'll need to find something better than that. Yeah, this build is having to rebuild the entire game every time is gonna be absolutely something that's we can't do. I don't know what I did. I really shouldn't have to do that. All right, what do we got? Let's take a look at this thing. It looks okay. I think the viewfinder kind of looks bad. We can add some normal maps that'll help a little bit. Okay, well, one thing is it's a little bit weird how you're holding it up, like up to your face, up to your eyeball like that. So let's try to fix that. Yeah, that's more natural looking. Yeah, the viewfinder just really looks awful. It's like distracting. How should we handle this? All right, let's try to go back to the previous lighting model. And let's take a look at it again. Yeah, I think this one looks a little bit better. Yeah. Nice soft look. Okay, so we'll try this. Let's try to add a GUI to this thing. GUI. Let's see. Signal lamp. .GUI. All right, well, let's do a quick test. Okay, so we are going to attempt to make a GUI show up on this object. Signal lamp.GUI. Okay. GUI's game signal lamp.GUI. Let's double check how GUIs work with objects. Monsters. Okay, just says GUI. GUIs. Oh, looks right. All right, let's try it out. Hey, look at that. Kind of works. Cool. All right. So, one thing we want to do is we want to make this part be dramatically less deep. Like, barely exist. Much better. I wonder if we could change the aspect ratio of this. Let's see what happens if we do that. All right, well, it doesn't really like that. All right. Okay, so we're squeezing 640 by 480 into a square, which is fine. It'll just be a weird aspect ratio on this GUI. What happens if we do this? Okay. Ooh, that's a fun font. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we want some kind of tracker on this GUI of like signal strength or something like that. We want to be able to point this out into outer space and lock onto things. There was a way to stretch the aspect ratio, but I don't quite remember how it worked. So I'm gonna take a peek in here. Let's remind ourselves how this works. Hmm. Okay. It seems closer to what we want, I think. Hey, it looks pretty good. Not bad. Okay, let's have a number right here. Let's see. 50%. Alright, it's not too bad. That's kind of cute. Cool. That's pretty good. looks alright. It's a little bit, I wish there was more like character to it. It's a little bit, there's not a whole lot going on there. But maybe that's, it just needs like one small something. Just a little pinch of something. In the chat, BBB Yan asks, looks awesome. What does this thing do? So the idea is that this is a Morse code lamp. So when you pull the trigger, it opens and closes little metal flaps at the front to hide or show the light. And the idea is that you will send signals to ships in outer space to do things and request things and stuff like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks okay. All right, cool. Let's check this in. And let's work on a normal map. I think that'll be kind of fun to work on. Okay, yeah, normal map. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, here we are with the texture, and let's start figuring out how to build this normal map. There you go. Okay, let's see what we need. So first, I'm going to save you as a different name, just to make sure that I don't save over a file that I don't want to save over. So we can delete you. Let's see. So we are going to delete you, but we are going to keep this layer. I think this will make a nice little notch right here for our normal map. It'll be good to have. What else? Let's also make everything grayscale. Don't flatten. Then go back to RGB. Okay. So we'll make this one white. Whoa, what? What the heck? How? What? Why is there a noise map over everything now? How did that happen? don't think I understand that. Well, let's walk backwards in time. So turning things into grayscale. Oh, I did not know that was a thing. That's pretty unfortunate. Or did I just mess up this layer somehow? God, what is happening? Let me do a little bit of research. Well, I don't see anything about it. Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. Okay, well, maybe turning everything to grayscale is a bad idea then. Okay, how do we turn everything into... adjustments? Wait 1 minute. Well, I'm gonna call it a day for today's stream, and we'll continue this next time. All right, bye for now. Have a good Wednesday.